Okay. All right, let's try this again. Good night. Okay. All right. I don't know if I can be heard, which is tragic, but we're going to try to see if we can get this thing going. All right. Rebecca, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thanks for joining. Having a little bit of technical issues. I didn't give a proper introduction, and that's okay. So technically, we're just starting. Give me 1 second because I'm going to see if both you and I can be heard since we have to do this thing a little bit different here. Let me go to my channel. There's going to be an echo. Okay. All right. Can you say something now to make sure that that things can be
Hello,
heard?
everyone.
Okay.
Hi.
All right. Can you say something? That worked. We're gonna try to get this thing rolling. All right. So to everybody that is watching, I apologize. Had some technical difficulties, but we are now rolling. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Actual King Script, King Smith. Currently streaming across multiple streaming platforms. We're doing things a little bit different here, but we're going to make this work. I have a guest on with me today who is willing to come on and talk about her cryptocurrency journey. This was the person who got me involved into crypto a little bit over a year ago. And how she got me involved was she was talking about it on her social media page, and she would post things about it, and my observation was nobody was really commenting on it. But one particular post got me curious. So I started doing some research, and I bugged her often about what to take a look at. And she took her time out of all of the times that I was bugging her to help me start my cryptocurrency journey. And my pockets have been thankful for it. So I would like to introduce Rebecca. Say hi to everybody and give an introduction to who you are, what you do if you're interested in saying that, and let's just have a conversation.
Okay, I am Rebecca. I've known Mr. Smith for many, 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 many years. We both are Leos, I think.
Hmm.
Yes, we both are. And so he knows me from working in the military environment, and I do still work for the government. I've always been a helper, helping people, and there's things throughout my career that I wish that people would have helped me with. So along with crypto was always kind of a nerdy, geeky thing to me. You know, I'd hear nerds talk about it, and it was extremely hard to find any information about it years ago when Bitcoin first rolled out. You couldn't purchase it on platforms, and it was like this secret society, right? And so COVID hit. I had to telework and quarantine. I like to research things that kind of sparked my interest. At that point in time, day trading stocks and then crypto, and started with a little bit of money, and now I got a little bit more.
Yes, yes. Now, it was quite interesting when like you showed me your portfolio. Like me and you have that kind of trust. Like I don't just show my portfolio to anybody. As a matter of fact, there's only because since me and you started or since you show me and like I showed you what I had on my Coinbase account and what it grew to thanks to you, I've since delved into the DeFi realm as well, and only one other person truly knows how much I have total. And initially I wanted to try to be as transparent as I could, because I said, man, if me as a regular guy can come into this thing with just a couple of hundred and grow it into some commas. Like, if I can do it, and look like this, I'm not going to downplay myself. Me and you are both highly educated people. But I consider myself just the average guy. Would you consider yourself like the average person? Are you more technically sound in this stuff than any other people in this
I am
space?
I am not. I think when especially when it comes to crypto, now there's different things that I'm more into, and I research more and I understand it more. But having to explain it and how to purchase it, I'm not the greatest at that. And crypto within itself is just extremely kind of mind blowing, right? Because it's not tangible. You can't hold it. Um, you can withdraw it now and do more with it than even a year ago, and there's different regulations and stuff that go along with it. um, but if you go off the street and you just or you start up a conversation, people might have heard about Bitcoin because of Elon Musk and Saturday Night Live and Doge and stuff like that. But to really dive into what all is cryptocurrency and, like you said, DeFi and NFTs and everything the world is kind of becoming around that you would use crypto for, um, I didn't understand it. I did not understand it before I dove in. Could I be making more money? Absolutely, sure. I'm not tech savvy. I don't have what they call, if we ever get into that, I don't know if we will or not, cold wallets and different storage places for that. I'm locked out of crypto.com right now because I don't have a second security thing, so I
No.
can't get my Shiba. So so it happens. It
Yes.
does. These things happen, but there's help and support out there. But what I would, any advice that I would give anyone that is like, should I do it? There's two pieces of advice. If you think you should, then do it. Start out with a small amount of money, right? And the second thing is, in any kind of investment that you go into, don't put more than you're willing to lose. I mean, you'll hear that over and over and over and over again. That's like one of the golden rules of any kind of investment. So, because it's a very volatile, so it goes up and down. If we looked right now, 5 minutes ago, it's going to be different than by the time we end this podcast. And we could have gained, depending on how much money, 10 to 20,000, and lost it. You don't lose it until you sell it, and that's another thing as well. But I've enjoyed it. I found it very fun and interesting to learn about the environment, and we've had conversations.
Yes, yes, we've had a lot of conversations, and that's what I think is key and important, because like I've been trying to get my family members and friends, like not necessarily to invest, but just learn about it. Cuz I did similar to something that you said. When I put my money in, King's thought process was just, I see people making money in it, so I don't have to be able to explain it. But if that's where the money's going, that's where I want to be. And I took the time and learned over the thought process. And just like you also said as well, I probably could have made a lot more had I had a lot more knowledge into it. But I also made a lot of mistakes, trying to learn different things as well. When I transitioned from using something like Coinbase, which is a centralized exchange, to like Uniswap using a hot wallet like MetaMask, I didn't understand what Ethereum gas fees were and stuff at the time. And I lost a couple of hundred the first couple of times doing it. So I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. All
Well,
right.
I would have to say that you and we've always kind of been competitive. That's the Leo spirit anyway. And so I'm gonna throw you out there.
Yeah,
There were
come on. Come with
yeah,
it.
there were times you're like, all I got is like $100. Where do I put it? And I'm like, oh, that's cute. Here's what I did today.
Yeah.
And you're like, Dang.
Yeah. Hey, you had some big boy numbers. Hey, that's why I was coming to you because when you were open and transparent with me being friends, saying, "Hey, this is what I'm investing," you didn't have to do that. But I'll tell you this: I was showing enough interested when you were showing me the big boy money moves. You know what I'm saying? That's when I decided to make certain things happen as well. But let me ask you this: did you start with big money though?
No, no, not at, no, no, not at all. Um, I started with a few thousand and it grew. I think last year initially overall, I put probably 15,000 in. And that, I mean, for a lot of people and for me it was 15,000 was but that took time for that to grow. I also dealt with stocks. And so when my stocks went up, I would take it out of stocks and then put it into crypto because crypto return is way higher than stocks, right? Stocks, you're doing really good, 10 to 20%. um, we've got crypto that's done 400, 500%, right? This year.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit does add up. For example, so the big thing, if anyone's tracking, is Shiba Inu that came on board this year, right?
My baby.
Um, yeah, it's your baby. It's not even a penny, but it has dropped to zero off. I just started buying Shiba, and I wanted to have a million of something. I didn't care what it was. I wanted to have a million, right? So I can say I got a million, right? And so I put 1,300 into Shiba at 210 million Shibas. So Shiba probably won't ever hit $1. It'd be nice if it did. It could potentially. Will it hit 25 cents? I don't know. There is that possibility. If you look at the history of Doge, the predecessor coin.
I lost you on audio. Let's see if we can get her back. Oh, there you go.
Whoop.
You're back.
They never thought Doge would do anything, and I think the highest it's gone this year was like 79 cents,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if Shiba repeated that, I would I would have $105 million. That's nothing to sneeze about when you're talking about 13, 1,500 $1,500, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm not a Starbucks girl. I don't go to Starbucks. My best friend goes to Starbucks. I go, you could be putting your Starbucks habit. I've had people a year ago. I've had these conversations a year ago with other people, and they never put money in, and they look back, and I'm like, well, it's not too late. It is never, ever, ever, ever too late. There's new coins. There's new projects. There's always something going on. So you don't miss out and miss the train. Even with Bitcoin, people are interested in Bitcoin, but we're really scared with Bitcoin because of the price of it. So I got into Bitcoin when it was $3,000 a coin. Okay, that's unheard of. And it's been bouncing around 50 to 65. It hit 67,000 a coin. So it's projected to hit 100,000, and within the next five, I think 2025, it's projected to hit about a million. Okay, so I
I
don't know what
would.
math it is. I can't figure out how much that is. I've got half, so that's half of a million if it does hit with
Hey,
$3,000.
that is really good. There is a comment. Shout out to Money Buggy. Said, "Great show. I'm impressed with her crypto knowledge." Hey, we're just getting started, brother. Trust me on this. We're just getting started. This lady's got some knowledge here, and I thank her for her time to come on. So, our strategies differ. I know that now because of where I'm at with my knowledge and what I've learned over time. Talk about your strategy and what did you have in your portfolio initially, and what is your strategy changed with as you gained more knowledge and started following cryptocurrency as well?
Wow. So if you do have a strategy, there's different people. Okay. So it's like regular investors in the stock market. You have your people who do long-term planning, and those are what they're going to stick with, and they have their favorites, and they stick with those and only those. You have like your day traders. So you have people that find out kind of what's going up and what's going down, and try to keep the momentum going. Um, and that gets really kind of crazy. And then you have, I don't know, if I'm kind of a mix of that. I'm constantly kind of researching and looking at what's going on, because it's a, like I said, it's an evolving environment with how it's used, social media, celebrities, regulations, other countries, um, who's who's blocking it and making it illegal, because that'll tank it'll tank the coins, and then who's pro, because that's going to make it rise and stuff. And then if you're one of those really tech savvy people that like looking at charts, which my daughter is more so a chart person, I'm more of a researcher. You can see what coins are associated with other coins. So when Bitcoin moves up and down, what coins move up and down with Bitcoin, right? And if Bitcoin is going down, what coin is going? Sorry about that. What coin is going opposite of that, right? So you might have a little bit of everything, and you don't get too nervous when Bitcoin drops, because you know you have another coin that's going to offset that. So my strategy, I don't know. I'm just really enjoying learning about the different coins. I was really, some of the coins that I had initially got into were Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. I had talked to you a lot about XRP, because there's a lot going on with XRP. Unfortunately, there's still an illegal battle, and you cannot purchase XRP. You can hold it if you got it, but was really interested with XRP because they had partnered with MoneyGram, and they were doing a lot of different things with banking, and the only coin that was doing that at that time. When I got into Bitcoin and Ethereum, PayPal wasn't accepting it yet. It is now. Square, I think, is going that way. A lot more. Amazon, you'll see more of that. They're doing more with alternate payments in coins. So those are the ones I initially got into. Then I started, so kind of Crypto for Dummies 101 is I would read articles, and when I heard it mention a coin like 5 times, all these different articles, I'm like, okay, there's something going on with that. They keep on talking about the projections and these 5 coins, and 2 of these coins they keep on talking about. I'm going to pronounce this so incorrectly, and I apologize.
Uh-oh.
I think it was Solana, something like that. Solana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I knew nothing about it, but I kept on seeing it, and I got it and I was like, yeah, I'm not. I'll throw some money at it, right? Threw 100 at it, so it was at $20. I got 5. Now, why are you making that face? Please tell them why you're making that face. Because it hit how much?
The 1 year increase is 10,533%. It is current.
$200
It is currently 196 right now.
And I threw 100. I threw 100 at it and made 1,000. So there's a really good example of I don't know what I'm doing. I read it, put some money in. Now I have other coins that I do know a lot more about that are my babies, and I just one of those things when I have extra money, I'll put it in, or I have auto. So $20 a month, and I don't have to worry about it.
Yes, yes. That last part right there, what you said, where you just auto invest at some type of frequency, all right? Whether it's, $20 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month. I'm trying to start something because, like you, I'm a government employee as well. I'm a little bit fortunate enough than most in that I have 2 different sources of incomes because of my time in the service and then what I'm doing now. But what I want to start doing is being a lot transparent, saying if you started right now and just invested however much you could. For me, I'm thinking I might just do it on air, $50 every 2 weeks, okay, in something. Over time, let's see what that does. And here's why: 1 year growth of Bitcoin. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Bitcoin, 161%. Ethereum 1 year growth, 624%. XRP, 1 year growth, which is the smallest of those that I just listed, but it was the three that you talked about, which I had already had these up actually. So it's funny that you talked about them. 34.8%. That's higher than what you would get in the stock market, right? But
On any investment tool, on any
yeah,
investment. Yeah.
um, Solana, ridiculous. I already said that. 10,533%. And then the other one that I wanted to highlight, because I wanted to get five of them up just to kind of show this point that if you had these regular investments over time, uh, check out the percentage growth. Cardano, ADA, all right, 819% over 1 year. Okay, so is it too late? No, there's somebody in the comment that said, "My bro, I'm late to the party." Oh, he's talking about this party. Yeah, we're cool in this party because the person who I'm talking to, I've known for a very long time. Has been really transparent with me. I'm happy to have known her as a friend over time. I think we've bumped heads in the past, though, have we? I think all relationships kind of people can bump heads though in the past. I don't think we've always agreed on stuff, but that's okay. Having a respectful disagreement
Yeah, but
is
all you gotta
life.
do is offer me a steak dinner, and I'm
Yes,
like, okay, okay.
yes. I told you that when I make my first million, I said when I make my first million off of Shiba, because I got a heavy bag on Shiba. That I am taking you out for a steak dinner. It seems like I should do more. Seems like I
Yeah,
should do
that one
more.
you should do more on.
Yeah, we will figure this out. We'll figure this out. All right. So you have a strategy of doing some research. It also sounds like you will YOLO into something as well. Have you had a bad decision to this date on something that you did do research on?
Not yet. However, like Solano, I cashed out because I'm like, I really didn't care about that coin, and I don't read about it, so I don't know what it's going to do. My heart will hurt a little bit if that thing ever hits $10,000, because I mean, there's $50,000. So when you when it coulda, shoulda, woulda, I mean, I didn't lose anything, right? I made money on it now. So it's not a loss. I didn't lose 50,000 because I can't see into the future. Um, but those kind of things, they do hurt. I've had people that got in Bitcoin really early on and then sold it, and they're like,
No, don't
yeah,
be the people that use Bitcoin to buy pizza that now those
yeah,
Bitcoins would be worth multiples of millions of dollars. Oh,
yeah, yeah. So there's some there, like my Ethereum, I don't touch, and my Bitcoin I don't touch. My XRP you can't touch. So there's some that I will not absolutely touch, and then my other ones I'm like, psh, okay, if something happens with them, they happen. I don't know. What there was another one that just recently took off. I had no idea. I want to say Mana. Mana.
yeah, yeah.
So that one was a really interesting one too. Mana is a coin that's used for gaming. Okay, gaming's been around, it's not going away, and they're doing more stuff, and they're going to be doing more crypto with the gaming environment. And that was kind of that sounds kind of interesting, let's see what happens. And I don't know how much I put in that. It was really really low when I got into it, though. It was like 17 cents or something like that to buy it. And
Oh man.
I cashed out. I cashed out when it was like almost $4.
Oh,
so so when we're talking about crypto, and you look at numbers, and and you see these coins that are ridiculous amounts. First of all, you can buy Bitcoin with $1. Okay, you don't have to have. You buy pieces of it, or you can find coins that have potential, that are at 17 cents. And I mean, even if they hit $1, right? I got lucky with Mana, and like I said, I cashed out of it, and I've been enjoying some trips that I wasn't able to take, and then I'll just save up and do it all over again. I've got stocks that are kind of long term, and when they hit, I'll take them and I'll put them into crypto, and that's where you get into six figures and stuff like that. So it's when you get into the big bucks is when you can take, instead of 100, you can take 1,000, and then 5,000, and then 10,000, 20, 25, 100,000. There's people that have been doing this 3 years and they're millionaires.
Yes, yes. I'm trying to get on somebody who is a multimillionaire. Me and him are working out some details because he wants to both hide his face and his voice. And his reason is pretty straightforward. He's got kids and he's still paying child support. And
Yeah, you
he's
can hide
like
crypto. You can hide crypto. You can hide crypto. It is taxed now when you cash it out, but you can. That was another thing of why crypto came along was kind of against the dollar, and then also the government and not people getting into your business. So really, what crypto was a form of monetary or bartering. I give you this, you give me this, and yes, there was illegal stuff going on, but there is as more policy and more countries adapt it, what I found really fascinating was what was going on in Africa. Um, th- them having to send money was an exorbitant amount. Um, there was just a lot of complications to money in Africa. So for in Africa, crypto is a better form of means of currency than currency is to send money back and forth because you can do it really easy. They all have cell phones. The only caveat to that is crypto is volatile. And 1 minute it can be 17 cents, another minute it could be four, and then it could be $4, and then it could be 5 cents. So you know, you have that.
so let me ask you this because you invest into stocks and stuff as well. And me and you would talk about stocks and stuff in the past, but I had the dilemma of making some bad money decisions and having debt. So your boy couldn't be really into stocks the way that I would like to until I shedded some of that debt. Now, because of me getting into cryptocurrency after seeing you talk about it, I've eliminated not all, but most of my debt. Now if you were to do, and this is a tricky question, if you were to be someone where you say, all right, King and Rebecca, I only have enough to really go towards one direction, stocks or crypto, what would you say to somebody that asked you, being that me and you are not financial advisors, what would you say to somebody asking you that question?
I know what I would say, and then the counselor in me says something else. So I have two answers to that. Me being Rebecca and a risk taker, I would say crypto, just because of the mass amount of returns, and I don't mind the volatility of it. Okay. Um, my daughter, who is amazing with charts and stuff like this, so she went the other direction. She went into stocks more so, and for the exact opposite reasons. She does not like risk, and she does not like the volatility of it. Um, she's also a lot younger because she is my daughter, so she does have more time now. Money wise, the potential is more on the crypto side than on the, of course, on the stock side. But you can do the same with stocks. You can find stocks that are relatively cheap. I've gotten stocks for $4 or $5. I've gotten into um, electric and some other things with charging ports for cars at $9 and sold them when they went up to 32. And I just recently sold Lucid. I had gotten into Lucid Automotive, which just rolled out the vehicles. I can't remember how much it was. I want to say maybe 10 or 11, and it just hit $50. With Webull and Robinhood, you don't have to have $50. You can do $1. So you get partial shares in stocks too. There's some that I'm really excited about that are my long term, and then I have short term ones. AMC, yes, woo! I did get into AMC when it was $9.
Hey, same here. And I don't
And I
remember
still
exactly why, or if maybe you were talking about it, but
yeah,
I
yep,
got in when it was rated about $9. It's slowly came down. I'm
yeah,
still holding. I'm like, I'm
right.
going to hold regardless of that one.
I did sell when it was at I think 30 something. Or no, it was, how much was it? 20. I can't remember, because I do have strategy on selling. I'm like, if it hits this point, I'm gonna sell it, right? And then I'm gonna take it and find some other things at $9 or put it into crypto, which is really cheap, and flip that money, right? So yeah, I was on the I should have cashed out of my AMC stock when I had $12,000. I cashed out at 6,000, but I still didn't even put like 1,000 in it or something like that. So, I mean, it's those things that you can't kick yourself over, and some people do,
Mhm.
but I know I'm going to make it back with some other things. So it's not a loss. One thing that I think is really interesting with stocks and crypto that a lot of people don't understand too is when we're talking about losses, those are tax write-offs. Okay, those are tax deductions as well. So you can only deduct, I think, $3,000 a year, but that can roll over, right? So say you were really unfortunate and you lost $10,000. Well, for the next several years, you can write $3,000 off a year and a deduction. So really, is it a loss? I could use a tax deduction. I'm single and my kids are over the age of 18. So for me, it's not really a loss.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you just said something right there. I started doing research about taxes. I'll tell everybody that watches my channel, I can't speak to the tax situation about, how it is with crypto, but I went and found somebody locally that does have knowledge on taxes and crypto and everything that I need to have, because that was one of the things that I wasn't sure about. When it comes to Coinbase, Webull, Crypto.com, and one of the other centralized exchanges, they will provide the forms or the information that's needed for you to compile and, do what you need to do because of Uncle Sam wanting to get their cut and starting to update themselves on cryptocurrency. All right. Congratulations if you knew how to do cryptocurrency prior to 2019, you've done well. You know what I'm saying? But recently, kind of 2020 and beyond, if you take a look at the laws, all right, they're starting to kind of catch up to what cryptocurrency is and how people are going to have to start paying on their gains and things like that. So, you said that you have two young daughters. I also have a daughter. Were they into cryptocurrency before you, or did y'all kind of join in at the same time?
No, I got into it first,
Okay.
which is really kind of interesting because both of my daughters are very intelligent, and they were into anime and some nerdy things too. I'm a Star Wars geek. Um, and so, I figured they would be all about it, and they're kind of like, I don't know, mom. I'm like, okay. And so, me and my oldest will talk about it, and I'll send screenshots and stuff. And she's like, yeah, but that's not my thing, mom. That's your thing. So yeah, that's really fun to do that. But one of the things that I like about Coinbase than other ones, and a lot of people don't like Coinbase. So I'm not saying get on Coinbase, but that is where I started using that. Is that I can go back and I can look at where it was at a year ago. I can look at a month, a week, even a day, and hours of where everything is. So I really like the charting feature on that. You can't buy every coin that's out there on there. So that's what's still kind of frustrating about cryptocurrency, like ADA, Cardano. I wanted in it so bad, but it was just really hard to purchase before it went on Coinbase. Um, one little tip I like to share too is, um, if there's a coin that you're interested and it's not listed anywhere, but you start hearing it's getting ready to get listed on Robinhood and Webull, whatever you do, buy it because it'll go up 20 to 40% when it's listed. Now it's going to fluctuate, but every time it's listed on one of these other formats, it goes up 20 to 40% right away.
So let me restate that in the way that I think about that. What she's saying is this: like Coinbase, KuCoin, Binance, any of the top five centralized exchanges. Okay, I just gave y'all 3 of them. If you are doing your research and you are hearing that a coin is getting ready to be listed on any of the top 5 major exchanges by volume, figure out, see if you're new, this isn't going to make sense.
Yeah, it's
But
hard.
if you're somebody that's a little bit more intermediate, figure out where you can get it from on either another centralized exchange, maybe one of the smaller ones, or go the DeFi route and get it that way, because what she said is true. You can chart almost all of them, almost all. There's been some that have gotten listed on Coinbase and has since gone down. Screw you, Internet Computer Protocol. I hate you. Oh man, I got in when that one got listed on Coinbase. I got it right before it got listed. It went up 4% and has steadily gone down since. It was $500. I think I got it when it was 410, and I got one whole ICP. So it was exactly $410. I don't even want to look at where it's at right now. I think it's $50, and I'm not sure if it's ever going to go back up because the use case just isn't there. In my opinion, it talked a big game. There still could be some stuff that's built around it, but I don't really see it doing anything.
Yeah, you
Speaking of,
never know. That's another thing. You can tomorrow we can hear about a coin and it just completely tanked. And for some reason, 2 to 3 years from now, um, someone will want to pick it up and restore it or revive it, or there was something in the programming that it can do that's glitchy on something else, and they pick it up and it's going to go off the roof. Um, you know, Doge, there was no use for Doge, none whatsoever. Doge was just a joke coin. Okay, it was nothing, and so you can have a valueless coin that eventually makes millions and billionaires. And you know you're gonna see a lot of different coins come and go, and so always be knowledgeable. Look, see what the top 10, 25 are doing. Um, Look at projects, especially long-term projects that are coming up. Look at scarcity. So Bitcoin every 4 years does what we call a halving, which means it takes the quantity that's available that you can buy and cuts it in half. And eventually there will be no more Bitcoin to purchase. Okay. Or you also look at kind of what's called the burn rate, and that's when you get into Ethereum. So if they can burn it, if there's like billions of coin, and you're kind of like, okay, this is never going anywhere, kind of like Shiba right now. But if they're like, okay, so now we're evolving and we're going to burn all these coins, that means they're destroying them. That means their value is going to go up as well because they're limiting the supply. So that's what I find really kind of interesting about crypto, because you can use it to buy art and to buy things. You can use it for gaming. You can um, there's so many different functionalities. There's so many different avenues with it. It's just fun.
there was something that you said earlier that I want to circle back to because it brought me to something that I wanted to talk about as well. As I was prepping for this show, I was looking for examples of people that aren't fans of Bitcoin. Okay. Warren Buffett. If you know finance, you know who that is. Now, Warren Buffett is in his 80s or older. At the time of this article, he was the third richest person in the world. He came out in 2019 when asked about Bitcoin and said that he doesn't think crypto counts as money. And he also said that he doesn't understand it and is quoted as saying, why in the world should I take a long or short position in something I don't know anything about? And then he followed that up, and it's not in this article, but I saw it somewhere else, and he said never. I will never invest in cryptocurrency. And he finished that statement up, and now I'm kind of paraphrasing, where he said, in 5 years from 2019, don't be surprised if there was zero value in cryptocurrency. I would like to know from that article to now, where if you look at the current global market in cryptocurrency, and I brought this up here, the current global market capitalization and I'm looking at tradingview.com, is at $2.32 trillion by market cap. A year ago today,
Wasn't.
under 700 and no, under 500 billion.
Yeah, it
Okay.
had not hit a trillion yet. Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Would you say that that's because of an increased awareness and more accessibility into getting the digital currency as an asset? And do you view it as an asset?
Of course, I view it as an asset.
Okay.
Like I said, I just recently took a trip, and I took cashed out my mana for $4,000 and took my trip. So $4,000 US money. Did not use crypto. Did not exchange the crypto for that. So yeah, absolutely, it's an asset. Yes, I'm gonna have to pay taxes on it, all that good stuff. We'll worry about that later. But yeah, it's an asset. If it wasn't an asset, why are we paying taxes on it? The government sees it as an asset. We have to pay capital gains on it. Okay, it's an asset. Um, yeah, I mean, if you look at what was going on a year ago with a lot of the reports and finances, and also for those that are intermediate or trying to learn more, always kind of watch the price of gold too, because that's kind of really interesting because it moves with gold, or
Hmm.
has been, and has been over the last several years, it moving with gold. So that is our standard, is the price of gold, right? So again, that's another indication that it's an asset. We won't get into whether it's a security and all that good stuff, because I'm not that smart. I can talk about it a little bit, but um, so Warren Buffett's kind of an interesting one, and you've got a lot of these other people who will go back and forth and flip on it. They'll like it, sometimes they don't, sometimes they'll never touch it. Mark Cuban, he is one. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up. He's a billionaire. Don't know what team he owns, but he owns some team.
The
Shows you how
Dallas
much.
Mavericks. Dallas
Yes,
Mavericks.
yes. So that's Mark Cuban at Shark Tank.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did not believe in crypto at all, and now does. And the Mavericks
Mm-hmm.
will be taking cryptocurrency. So it's kind of, here's the thing that's really kind of interesting. The points to follow when we're talking about cryptocurrency always is going to be regulation. Okay, regulation will always impact it. People don't like it being regulated, but regulation has been helping it because it validates it. Okay, so regulation is good when it comes to cryptocurrency. Um, Accessibility, right? Being able to buy it. Very easy apps, set up less than 5 to 10 minutes. It becoming easier and easier to purchase. And then, you know, usability as well, and the case use for it. Like I said, banking transactions, stuff going on with that. Gaming, we didn't see that. Um, it, People are coming up with so many different ways with crypto. So, those are the three big ones, and they're not going away. Um, People that are aging that are getting more into it because of their kids or their grandkids. It's becoming more mainstream. Like I said, it was on Saturday Night Live. You've got rock stars and sports people that are creating their own coins, whether they're going to be worth anything or not. But it's putting a spotlight on cryptocurrency, and people are like, oh, that's really cool, and oh, that's really cool. And I'll wear my Bitcoin T-shirt out, my Ethereum. I also like Uniswap because it's a unicorn. So I do like me, and so sometimes I'll wear my T-shirts out, and people are like, yeah, that's really cool. I wouldn't have been able to do that, even probably I would have maybe a year ago, but before that, not so much. And you know, I, people are more tech savvy. Things are becoming easier. Unless it become well, I was gonna say, unless crypto becomes illegal in every country, it's not going away. And even if it did become illegal, then it's going to become more valuable.
Hey,
So
I like how you think about that, because that's how I think as well. It's let's give a really deep analysis of it. You know what I'm saying? To really think, hey, even if it did become illegal on the black market, somebody's gonna want
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah. I mean,
I've got this thing here right now. This is a cold wallet. This is a
that
Ledger
is your wallet.
Nano S. Okay. So something that I've talked about on my channel. Now, this was given to me by a friend. He's got another one. If you do buy one from their website. Don't get it from somebody or some like eBay or anything like that. But I've been slowly but surely pulling different ones that I have and putting it in my cold wallet. All right. And all the cold wallet is you have access to those keys and it can't be hacked. But even if I lose this, even if I lose the actual physical thing, as long as I know what my key is, I can buy another one. All right. And still have access to my cryptocurrency. There's a
No,
question in the chat here. Says King, I was going to ask if your hat was on the last tab, but Danny corrected me and said, nah, it was just open. That is a head joke because I have a big head, and nah, it's a flex hat, you chumps. But shout out to you, CJ, for the comment, man. I appreciate y'all watching the live stream. My friends love to give me crap, man. I don't know. I guess it's this face. But hey, they're supportive of the channel, and I always appreciate them taking their time, just like you, taking your time out there in the mountains and coming on my live stream. How's the weather out there, by the way?
it is getting a little chilly out here. It's been unseasonably warm. We haven't gotten snow, which is really strange for where I'm at. So I'm waiting for it because it's just beautiful. It makes December uh, just lovely here. Actually, we
Hey,
play a lot.
I look forward to your pictures. Actually, like I know I don't comment on them a lot. Well, actually, no, I think I do comment on the ones that you take. Like I don't know what you use camera wise or whatnot, but you take some really fantastic photos. Where I'd be like, damn, that's a really good ass picture.
I use my phone. I've always done that. I use
Bull
my phone.
crap.
I use my phone. I use my phone, and it is not even an iPhone. I do use my phone. I absolutely do. I
Nice.
I bought a Canon, and it just I'm like, you've got to mess with it and mess with the lighting and everything. And I just want to capture what I see and how I see it. It's kind of my pictures are more on my Instagram than on my Facebook, but I'm not promoting that. What I would like to, God, if I was more tech savvy when I was younger. I loved all that kind of stuff and mess with it. Now I just like to read. I sound really boring, but NTFs and art, right? I've seen some really fascinating things, and people you can make really if you're a really good artist and understand that, and you need a metaverse and get into that. And then there's Open Sea or Open Sky. I can't remember which one is where you can go and sell it.
Open Seas, yeah, it's the
Open Sea.
NFT marketplace.
Yeah. So you can sell your artwork, and some of it is you look at it and like art and go, what is that? And then others you're like, that is just freaking amazing. And NTFs are kind of well, NFTs are non-fungible tokens that you use, but there's artwork that um, it's one of a kind, but it's not tangible. Like it's digital, and they've sold for millions of dollars. Most people don't sell it for that, but there's people that make really good money off of doing artwork now. They're musicians and music, written word. So it's crazy. You can Sims. So people that were back in the day interested in Sims and avatars and buying land and all that, that is still going on. That is still a thing, and crypto you can go and buy that. And I've read articles where then they go and sell their plot of land that was is now someone wants to put a skyscraper on it and they'll sell it for $500,000 and have 500,000 USD dollars for nothing that exists.
Man, that's the hard part too when talking with a certain generation of people. Like I'll just say, like my dad. No, yesterday I was at a bar with a buddy of mine, and he's a Steelers fan. I'm a temporary Ravens fan, so we went to this bar and watched the Pittsburgh Steelers Baltimore game. And this guy's a little bit older. He just got a smartphone, so like, I think if you don't have a smartphone, you're hiding something. There's the other people that say, "Oh, the government's using this to track your." Now, look, I'm not. That's a whole different conversation. But he was asking me about cryptocurrency. When he hears the word cryptocurrency, he thinks like Bitcoin is like all of cryptocurrency. So I was trying to explain to him what it was. All right. I've done a video on my YouTube channel literally titled "What is Cryptocurrency?" with 9 slides. All right. And in the simplest way possible. But one of the things he said that stood out with me, that you said a couple of different times, that it's non-tangible. He's like, I know what gold is. I know that I can, take a gold bar, and if, the government ran out of money or something, that this gold bar now has value, and I can go and trade this for food or weapons or whatever I need to do with it. He goes, I can't understand how cryptocurrency has a value to it, because I can't take this thing and just trade it. And I was like, look, you have a smartphone, right? He said, yeah. I was like, watch this. When they brought the checkout, you were able to use a QR code, which he had never heard of a QR code. So I was like, QR just stands for quick reference. And you could pay contactless from my phone. I was like, this thing right here and technology in general has changed a whole lot. I was like, to be able to send money to somebody that I know in Japan, there's a lot of different ways of doing it now, but it's like, how do the sender and the receiver verify and validate, okay, that this value of money was sent from this location overseas? I was like, that's what cryptocurrency does, or that's one of the use cases, because now there's different things that have like evolved around it. I'm like, but centrally, for like Bitcoin, that's what the use case is for that, and there's value to that. There's value to being able to do that fast, safe, and secure, where you don't have to worry about it being changed somewhere along the way, somebody either increasing or decreasing that value, to where when it gets to its final destination, either you're getting a lot more or less than what was originally supposed to be sent to you.
Right. Well, let's flip this another way.
Okay,
Okay.
let's hear it.
We're gonna do it the opposite generational way. So I don't understand war bonds because I wasn't born then.
I don't even know
Okay.
what that is.
I do, and that's gonna be my point. Is there was a thing, and that was big with war bonds, and then U.S. savings bonds. So I
Okay.
used to work in banking, and that was one of the things that people would give as gifts. You get a U.S. savings bonds. You could go in, get them for whatever, $10, $25, or whatever, and they matured. So these were long time holdings, and you got this. It's a nice little orange, and it was came in different colors. A piece of paper, essentially saying that this is going to be worth whatever percentage depending on the percent, right? Crypto is essentially the same thing as those two things. It is you're putting money in to something with a promise that it will be this price or higher. Now it can go down, and those could go down. And there was a point in time the government did not honor war bonds. Okay, they gave them out like candy for people to invest in. So that was during World War II, war bonds. So this older generation, that's one of the things to kind of help them understand what crypto is the equivalent to kind of war bonds or US savings bonds. It is a monetary item that we are putting money in, and we can use it in different ways, or we can hold on to it, and depending on the value and what it does. Now, the difference is with the war bonds and with the US stock savings, the interest was never really that high. Same thing with kind of mutual funds and money markets. The interests are never going to be that high as what you're looking with crypto. So the younger generation is not going to get it, and they're not going to understand war bonds, but the older generation is not going to understand crypto. And so you have us in the middle that are just now kind of getting it. And eventually, because a lot of the articles and the creators are understanding that they are needing to create information, communication, and apps that their grandparents can use.
That yeah, that right there will be kind of key. And it's why and my dad is the perfect use case for something like what Saitama is trying to do. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Okay, so Saitama is one. It's the probably my second largest holding now after Shiba. I have gone heavy into that one. It's a fairly new cryptocurrency. It's only been out for about 6 or 7 months, but it has over 250,000 holders now. It's not listed on a lot of centralized exchanges yet, which is when you think about those two metrics right there, over 250,000 holders. It's on, but maybe about three centralized exchanges now. Okay, but you can primarily get it through using any of the DeFi exchanges. When that one hits Coinbase, KuCoin, which KuCoin's marketing, their official Twitter page has talked about it. Okay. And it hits that, you're talking sky freaking rocket. But they're coming out with this application called CytoMask. And their primary goal is to have an application from your phone that not only can you trade in cryptocurrency, but you can learn about all of the different functions of cryptocurrency and ecosystems involved in a one-stop shop. And my dad would be the best use case for that because my dad's invested, but he calls me and asks me like what to do. So I just tell him. Well, actually, I don't even tell. I have to. Should I say? I do it for him. I do it for him. Okay, because this is a guy who calls me to understand how to plug up a printer, like something that you and I can do if we're just waking up, you know what I'm saying? But that's not something that he, does on the regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Or really has an understanding of, that kind of tech. So Saitama, if they're able to create that educational platform, all right, that's a one-stop shop. Now, let me pause. Coinbase has this on theirs. KuCoin is also created kind of like a KuCoin Academy. So information is out there. People have to go and seek it. So what the first company application or whatnot that can get that out to the masses in a way that's digestible, I think is going to be the one that you want to back that horse, if you will, and bet on that one. And I'm betting that Saitama is going to be one to do it.
May I ask your viewers a question?
Okay.
So, if they are not into crypto right now or are just getting into crypto, what was the barrier for them before?
Okay, all right, excellent question. So y'all heard that. For the people who are watching, type in, let us know if you're into crypto or you weren't, what were the barriers for you to join? And let's try to figure out something that me and you can talk about along that as well while we give people time to come in here and type.
Yeah.
Um
Um, so another thing as far as cryptocurrency goes and um, you know educating people and talking about crypto, I think the hesitation, we've talked about the hesitation and stuff like that. There are some cryptos that have guaranteed returns. Okay. And it's called staking, and you're seeing more of that. You saw that with Ethereum on Coinbase. What staking is you can say that I'm not going to touch my Ethereum, and they say you will get a guaranteed annual rate of 4 to 5% if you hold your coins there and do not touch them. And Ethereum is just an example. It's one that a lot of people associate with. There are other coins that have staking too. Tezos is another one on Coinbase. It was actually staked first for 4 to 5%. So I think that gives it more validity too. Is when you're starting seeing that you're getting interest back on those kind of things. There's talk about loans, so you don't tie up all your money. So people are really nervous when they start getting into the thousands of dollars, right? And keeping it in different places or moving it around and whatever. I don't have access to it. And what happens, COVID hits and I'm out of work for 6 months. Um, there are where you can take loans against your own money. So it's really cool. You're becoming now your own bank, which is the first time kind of ever to do that. So um, it's just really kind of fascinating. It's not putting all your eggs in one basket. I'll go ahead and kind of talk a little bit about. So I'm pretty sure within the next year to 2 years, I'll be able to pay off my house if I wanted to. However,
Let me give a hold on. Let me give a. There's a clapping sound. I don't know if y'all can hear that clapping sound, but I got a clapping sound that I just played. Y'all give
so
me a thumbs up if
I
y'all can
live
hear that.
I live in Colorado. The median house average $350,000. If that tells
Damn.
you guys, yeah, that tells you guys anything. So I know I'm kind of close to the 300,000 mark right now with everything that I've got going on. And people are like, well, so you're going to pay off your house? And I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense to do that. Because if I cash out of everything, my house will be paid for, but now I'm starting at zero again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where if I hold it there, I know it's going to go up. I can make payments on my house, and maybe in a year or 2 years, I'll have $2 million, and then pay off the house, and at least I have $1.5 million to where not just having a house. So it's those kind of things you look at too when you can get to that point of you have this money. So what do you do with it? And it's kind of getting a little bit more. I wouldn't say financial savvy because you don't have to be financially savvy. It's just talking to people, watching YouTube videos, watching channels. One of the ones that I had told so in the counseling background, we never tell people what to do or what they should do, right? I'm not you. I don't know what's best for you. And in financial investment, we tell you to do your own research because, as you hopefully heard from me and King, is we like different projects and we like different coins for different reasons. It doesn't mean one's better than the other. It doesn't mean one's going
Exactly.
to do more than the other or anything like that. So the other piece of advice is do your own research. Find what you like for whatever reason. It could be because you like unicorns, so you're going to get into Uniswap, or you really you're into gaming, or your kids are into gaming and they're asking you for crypto because now it's taken mana and you have no idea what it is, and so you have to find out because now your kid's using it. Yeah, do your own research, find out what you like, find out are you going to be a long-term investor, are you okay with low risk, high risk, um, but take $5, see what happens. You're
Yes.
we lose. I mean, look at the price of gas, right? We're losing our butts on gas right now, you know. So, or give up Starbucks for a week and then just start playing with it.
There are a couple of different resources that I'm going to recommend, and these are easy resources. So, this book here is written by a guy, Angelo Edwards. This is a 50-page book, but it's called The Missing School Subjects: A Beginner Investor's Guide into Crypto, Stocks, and Overseas Emerging Economies. And I wanted to highlight that word emerging because that's like I'm a risky guy, so I will take on risks, but because of my income situation, I have the ability to do that. All right. I know that not everybody is fortunate enough that way, but I like to think about emerging technologies, emerging markets, because if you can get in on something early, all right, and that something early creates a good product or service or whatever, and then other people start putting their money behind it. If you have a piece of that early on, then your early piece is like having Facebook when Facebook initial had its IPO, and it is going to skyrocket, and you will be thankful that you got in early. That doesn't mean that every time you get into some emerging market or technology that comes out or cryptocurrency that it is going to do well, but that's the risk that you take for, certain things. So check out that book. I bought it. Everything that was in that book I already knew about. However, I wanted to read it to see if I would recommend it to somebody that's new, and I absolutely would. And it's less than $10. I don't know that guy personally. He's not paying me to talk about that book, but it's an easy resource because that's the other thing as well is capturing people's attention so that they can actually kind of get the information. Now, if they're like you and I work from home on times that there's like because I don't have to worry about the noise of other people. I will have something playing on my phone in the background where I'm hearing about updated news and the price of stuff, what's going on in the world and how that could affect not just the stock market but the crypto market and stuff as well. So I'm constantly listening to this stuff. All right, so it's up to the individual person to do their own research.
Crypto.
And
So the one, I think the place that I gave you was Crypto News app.
yep,
Um,
saved on
yep,
my phone.
yep, that is a great app because Bollinger, Forbes, New York Times. I mean, you get all these articles, any articles pretty much that are on crypto. It's in one place, and you can break it down. You can see what Bitcoin's doing, Ethereum, what the top news is, what altcoins, what legal stuff is going on. Other so it is one place to sit there and I can take 5 minutes and go, okay, what's new, what's going on. But how I started researching because I did know about Bitcoin and had been hearing about Ethereum was really typing in the coins that I was interested in into Google and going 5-year prediction because you had asked me a year ago, and that was one of the things that kind of interested you. And I was sending you was here's a 5-year prediction on these, and you're like, holy, really? And I'm like, yeah, really, like this is what these things are doing or predicted to do. And you're like, okay, bet.
Yeah, hey, that's exactly. Oh, okay, bet. People that know me know that that's exactly how I sound. That's too funny. And I found those conversations. I went back and I was like, I wonder how far back. What exactly did we talk about? And for the ones that you're into, that I'm also in as well, they hit those marks. So it's like, okay, let's strap up. Let's strap
Yeah,
up and
because
see.
there's really smart people out there that are analysts and that have worked for New York stock market that are into crypto, and they'll do YouTube channels and stuff. And there's like this Fibonacci code. There's all these kind of analytical codes. It's nothing new. They've been doing it since the 1800s with the stock markets. Now they're applying it to crypto, so they can predict really, really pretty well. Except for weird stuff like COVID and stuff that happens with China, or when someone really popular says Bitcoin isn't worth crap, it'll tank it for a little bit and then it goes back up. Or if someone comes along and finds something really cool with it, and then it will shoot up. Barring that, because that happens with the stock market as well, they can predict those really, really, really close and you can go back a year ago, 2 years ago, and look at some of the predictions and look at the charts, and yeah, they hit.
Have you had anything besides Shiba just straight up moon to where you were like, damn?
Well, Mana and Solano. I mean, they didn't moon per se. I'm not a millionaire, so we don't put to the moon with being a millionaire. But because Solano, I put $100. I had 5 Solano, right? Going, okay. I read about it. I'm just gonna chunk 100 at it, and it hit 200 and something dollars. So there was 1,000 easy. Like I think within a month, like I did nothing, right? Mana. I don't even think I put a thousand in it, and it went up to 4,000. And that's, there's people that deal with a lot more than me. My Bitcoin, my Ethereum, I never thought would be at at what they are. So I'll go ahead and say I have somewhere between 10 and 20 Ethereum. Okay. Does not sound like much. I got into Ethereum when it was at a 190. Okay. He's shaking his head because people right now wish they would have got in at 190 because it's at about 4,000. Ethereum moves with Bitcoin. Okay. So I said earlier on that Bitcoin is projected to hit within this, they said within December, but within this next year, 100,000. When it does that, they project that Ethereum will hit 10,000.
10,000. Yep.
Okay? So if I have somewhere between 10 and 20 Ethereum, that is
That gets you a comma. That gets you a comma on one asset. On
it
one.
does. It does. I would have over 100,000 in Ethereum, and I didn't put that much in there. I had Litecoin. I liked Litecoin. Litecoin. So Bitcoin was considered the gold of cryptocurrency, and Litecoin the silver of cryptocurrency. Litecoin it hasn't been doing that as well as a lot of the other ones, but so I got into Litecoin at 40. Okay, and it's not doing bad. It's gone up to what 100 and something.
Mm-hmm.
And but those were the projections. So I got lucky a year ago. If I a year before that, I would have gotten even luckier because everything was a lot lower. So it's just sometimes it is getting in at the right time or finding the right ones or um, really just starting now because Bitcoin more than likely will never be $3,000 a coin again, ever. Okay. So unless it hits $3,000, I will never lose any money because that's what I bought it at.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If for some stupid reason Bitcoin flashes, crashes, and drops that far, I am selling a kidney, my daughter's kidney. I'm
To buy it.
liquidating. I'm liquidating my 401k. I'm doing everything in my ability if Bitcoin, and it's not going to happen. But if it did, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm betting the house.
Well, King, so a year ago, the high, which means the max that Bitcoin ever was $20,000. That was the high.
Yep, I'm
This
looking at it right now. Yep.
this year it maxed that at 65, 67, somewhere like that. They're saying now that it won't ever drop below 20,000. So even getting in at 20, 40. Elon Musk, he put in $1 billion of his company, and since he has done that, they said he's made more on crypto than he has selling Teslas. I'm not an Elon Musk fan. I just
Oh,
read.
no, I'm a huge Elon Musk fan. I part of where I get my information is Twitter. I think Twitter is a valuable resource. I have several people who I'm now following on Twitter. He is the only one I get notifications for because he's a market mover. He talks about things and he moves the market. There's other people like Warren Buffett. He'll be pictured drinking a Coke. The price of stock will go up for some stupid reason. So Elon is one of those guys that I wasn't interested in Doge when I initially heard about it because I'm like, it's stupid. It doesn't do anything. I'm not putting my money in it. Well, I know a lot of people that did that made a lot of money, and I'm sitting here scratching my head, which is why I went hard on Shiba. I went hard on Shiba.
Sometimes you have to go with the fad. I mean,
Yep.
sometimes you just got to go with the fad.
Yep, I saw the parallels with how people were talking about Shiba and the way that it was it to me it was like
The Doge killer.
Shiba Doge. I'm like they're doing the same thing. Oh my god, get in early. And I just got a text message from somebody. I didn't know that this person was watching my videos when I was talking about Shiba prior to Shiba shooting up the first time the way that it did. And she sent me a thank you and said, "Yeah, like I was watching stuff. I didn't know she was ninja watching. Never commented, but got into it and made a pretty decent penny off of it. So I'm like, hey, bravo. Now, look, people, look, again, we're not financial advisors. I tell y'all what I do because I'm transparent in that. And I try to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. But I'm also willing to lose everything. so so
Well,
if you so if you lose money trading
oh,
on anything, don't come after me.
yeah, Ethereum. Yeah, and Ethereum's at 4,000 something like that, and it's been bouncing around with Bitcoin too. So, like I said, I got in at 100, or I don't know, I got in really low, so it did really well with Ethereum. Ethereum people did the same thing with Ethereum. They took out mortgages, took 100,000, and had several millions. Do not recommend that. Do absolutely do not recommend doing that. Hindsight, would I have? Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yes, I would not be living in the United States. I would have an island right now. Definitely would.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. Hey, we didn't get any questions on the live stream, but for the people that do have questions, all right, I always go back, and because my channel is small on YouTube anyway, I answer all the questions that people have. So if you have any questions for her or any questions about this subject in general, put it out there. Okay. Like I said, not an expert, but I find value in having these type of knowledge sharing conversations just so that you can kind of hear what other people are thinking and use that as a tool and a resource to drive whatever decision that you land across that you think is right for you. Do you have anything to add to that or anything else before we close out the live stream?
No, go, if you haven't gotten into crypto, you know, read something on it. Go watch a clip, find a coin, set up an account, um, and see where you're at in 3 months, 6 months, a year, because both of us are better off for it.
Yep, yep. Hey, oh, ooh. So I have something for you. So not only, oh, hold on, there is to be a question. Let me bring this up here. So how's it going? Have a question. Is Bitmart system down? Trying to transfer my crypto. This is a question by Eric Olivas. So I do have a little bit of knowledge on that I can speak on. So I am a Bitmart user. Bitmart got hacked over the weekend, okay, and it's a centralized exchange for people out there that are listening that don't know. Um, and it's one of the ones that I've talked about on my channel because it was one of the easier ways to buy Saitama. Currently, Eric, it is down. They have restricted withdrawals or deposits while they work on the code and the security risk to stop something like that hack from happening again. If you follow the CEO of Bitmart on Twitter, he's been very transparent about giving updates as to what's going on over on Bitmart, and they're anticipating restoring the functions to withdraw your cryptocurrency or make deposits tomorrow, actually the 12th, I'm sorry, the 7th of December. So hope that answers your question in a way that you can understand it, and I also gave you a resource to go and check out to look for updates officially from Bitmart. But thank you for asking that question, man. I appreciate that. um what I wanted to, okay, sounds good. Thank you very much. Absolutely, man. That's why we're here, man. Just, there's a lot. Hey, there's over 11,000 cryptocurrencies out right now. You can ask five people what their thoughts are about various cryptocurrencies. You're going to get five different answers. All right. But at least having these conversations can help drive people into making smart decisions for them. But what I wanted to tell you is I've made this public, and you have tattoos. I don't know if you want to disclose that or not. You don't have to. You can say I don't know, and we'll go forward.
I do have tattoos.
Okay, so I bring that up because I've said publicly on my channel, whichever one makes me a millionaire first. So that's the threshold. Whether that's Saitama or that's Shiba, I'm getting their logo tattooed on one of my butt cheeks. So if you want to be there for that, I'm going to film it. So maybe we can kind of kill two birds with one stone. We could have the steak, we could go out on vacation, and you could be there to witness the tattoo of whichever one makes me a millionaire when I get it
Well,
on my butt cheek.
that's not gonna hurt too bad. I mean, I've got them in the worst places, my ribs and my foot. So, but
Rock on.
I will be there to laugh at you. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. And I knew you'd be down. That's what's up. All right. Well, hey, thank you for taking the time. We went over an hour by 20 something minutes. So I apologize for that. Like the conversation was flowing. You seem to be up for it as well. And I told you that hour goes by fast, don't it?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you for coming on, sharing your knowledge, and I hope that somebody out there gains something from this, gain some value, see that, cryptocurrency, while some articles are saying that it's a male dominated space, I would like to challenge that a bit. There are resources out there now. If you look at Crypto Weekly, they have a 2021 edition called the Top 50 Most Influential Females in Crypto. And these are smart people, CEOs, COOs, CFOs, and some people that are on that list were regular entrepreneurs or just regular people that got into cryptocurrency and made some smart decisions. There's also things out there like global blockchain in women. And what it is it's raising awareness for blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies for women. It is. I initially was startled when I read something that if you took a look over the past year and who searched cryptocurrencies, it was like 97% men and 3% women. I was like, that needs to change. I believe that there is more awareness now, and that that's starting to get out there. And I wanted to highlight a face and somebody who helped me get into this space. That's a very smart person, and I want to thank you for coming on to my live stream and sharing your crypto journey with me and the world.
You're welcome.
All right. Normally, I would close out the show by DOS booting you and finishing up, but because we had to do this a different way, we're going to end this at the same time. So, to everybody that joined the live stream, thank you. You can find me streaming across multiple platforms. I'm going to put the banner up all around here. Y'all can see this. If you're looking on YouTube, hit that like button for your boy. Help me out on the algorithms. That's the algorithm. I know people that can't say algorithm, so they say algoros. So help me out on the algoros. All right. And thank you to the people. Thank you, Miss Rebecca. And
I want to know. I want to know when the King coin comes out.
hey, there is a King coin. I wanted to hey, trust me, I looked into it. I was like, ooh, I should try to launch a King coin. Yeah, there's like three different ones out there, but it's back to the drawing board. I am not giving up. I'm gonna figure out how to launch something and make this work. All right. Hey, thanks everybody, and I hope everybody have a good evening. Bye, Rebecca.